We're not able to meet today. I thought I would put together a really quick screen recording to show you how you can do some of the work that we were going to meet about. So I was thinking about it last night. I think there's two basic moves that you have to do. You have to go into Emily and Laura's Canvas courses, and I don't remember if you work with Deb too. You're going to have to fish out some assignments from their courses, uh, modify them as Google Docs, and then stick them back into that Canvas course that was created for special ed students and case managers. So really what we're doing is we're grabbing documents out of the teacher's bucket. We're creating modifications in your Google Drive, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we're sticking it into the course specifically for spec ed students. So the first thing you have to do is, and forgive me, but I created this all in my Canvas course, so it's like we're going to be taking it out of my Canvas course and putting it back into my Canvas course. When you do this, of course, you're going to be taking it out of Emily's course, modifying the assignments, and then sticking it into a different Canvas course. I actually don't have access to the modified assignment course right now, so I'm going to talk to Amy and see if she can give me access so I can see exactly what you say. The other thing too, and I'll mention this in the email, but I'm happy to do a phone call with you tomorrow. I'm happy to do a Google Hangout so we can kind of see each other face to face. I won't be at school tomorrow, and I think I'm just going to be posted up at home. But I am definitely available to you as a resource. So let me show you some of this stuff. Um, when you're modifying the assignments, there's two situations you're going to run into. There's going to be links as a Google Doc, and that's when we would copy the assignment, and then there's going to be attachments PDF, and that's where we have to recreate the whole thing. So let's imagine that Laura Hughes had a colon and semicolon practice, and it's in her Canvas course. So the first thing you want to do is you want to open it up. So I'm going to double click on it, and I can see it's a Google Doc here. So I want to open it so I can make a copy. So here it is open. And what I want to do is I want to make a copy because I'm going to mess with this whole thing and maybe there's going to be less questions and I don't want to mess with her document. I'm going to make my own copy. So I'll make a copy. Okay. Now that we're making a copy, now is a decent time to be thinking about like how you're going to name it for your students. So maybe you call it colon semicolon practice. And then we talked about Justine. The other thing is you could put a due date so it's really clear. So do Wednesday, was it the 17th? So Wednesday the 18th, just so it's really clear for her. Okay? And I'm going to post it into my drive. Okay? So there it is. Now, before I do anything else, I want to store this in my modifications folder, and I think we already created that for you. But even though this is already open, and this is, I can close out hers because it's my new one. It's for Justine. I'm going to go in here and here I am in my Google Drive, and excuse me, it's a little bit of a mess. But there's the one I just created for Justine, due Wednesday the 18th. Just like you did, I'm going to go up to the top left here, and I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call it Modifications. There we go. Now I've got modifications up here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and I'm going to drag it into the modified folder. I'd probably do this for everything. Just because one thing I like to do is just like, with each step of the way, just be really organized. And once you've got the modification folder up, you're all good. It's right here. The other thing you could do is you could create a folder within the folder. So I could create another folder inside this modifications folder, and I could call it Hughes. And I can just drag this in here. It's a way to stay organized. You certainly don't have to do it. I tend to get a little folder crazy, but one thing I like is that everything's tucked away, which I suppose is counter to what you just saw on my Google Drive. So anyway, now anytime I want this, I can just double click on it and it'll open up. Okay? You'll see I've got two copies of it open. It doesn't matter. Anything I do over here is going to change over there. Anything I do over here is going to change over there. But just so it's clean, I'll get rid of this. So at this point, this is my copy for Justine. I can do anything I want. You know, it looks like I've got, a number. I've got 7 questions here. I could cut it down to 3. Part 2, I've got to write a paragraph response to the AP prompt. I could change it to write a sentence or two. Okay, I can change anything I want, and it's all good. So the next step after this is I've taken an assignment from Laura's course. I made a copy so I can do anything I want. I saved it in my Google Drive, and now I'm going to take it and I want to stick it in that modified Canvas course. So what I would do is go up to the blue share up here, click on it, and then I want to get a shareable link. Okay. Once I do that, I just want to copy the link. Now I'm going to go into the modified Canvas course. And remember, I'm doing everything in just my Canvas course, but we'll just pretend I went to the brand new, the modified Canvas course. And here under English, which I believe is the way it looks in the modified Canvas course. Like I said, I don't have access to it right now. I'm just going to hit the little plus. And I'm going to add in an external URL, because it's a link to a Google Doc. And then I just paste the link in there. Now there was that little trick where I could change it and make them copy it. And so instead of having it be edit, I can change and just write in copy. Now I have to give it a name. So probably what I would do is colons and semicolons for Justine. And then maybe I want to do the due date thing. Due Wednesday the 18th. After I do that, I just go to add new item. And there it is. The last thing I have to do, otherwise Justine's never going to see it, is I got to click publish. Green is go. We're all good. Now when she clicks on this and clicks into this, it's going to force her to make a copy. Okay? And then she can share that copy with you. You can do whatever she wants. Okay? One thing you will have to figure out is how you communicate to her that she's going to share everything. I would think like kind of a one-on-one conversation, going over, she shares it and she types in your name, everything like that. Okay? So that's the first way. Let's do it again if you have with Miss Philippi. What if it's a vocabulary organizer like this and it's a PDF? So we don't have the option to make a copy of the Google Doc and mess with it, so we're going to have to make a brand new Google Doc. So what I would do is I would kind of look at it first and I would say, okay, what do I like about this? I like the part of speech and definition, synonym antonyms, okay. Write a sentence that shows the meaning. Maybe I want to get rid of this. So maybe I want it to be 3 boxes across, and maybe instead of, however many words there are, 15, I just want 3 words. Okay? So I'll go back into my Google Drive, into my modifications folder. I'm going to go into Philippi, and I'm going to create a new Google Doc this time, so not the folder. So I'll create the Google Doc. At the very top, I want to title it. And I would probably want to title it something similar to this. So Unit 1 Vocabulary Organizer. So let's title it Unit 1 Vocabulary Organizer. Once again, I'll title it for Justine, and I'll say due Wednesday the 18th. Okay? Now, at this point, I can build it out to look like this. So if I want to put the boxes in, I'm just going to insert a table. And so I wanted 3 across, and then these will be my titles, my headers, my title headers. And say I wanted 3 words. So I could do this, word, part of speech, synonym. Maybe synonym or antonym. I gotta remember how to spell it. And then they could fill this in here. Up here I might put directions. Fill this out for all 3 words. I might list the definitions of the words. So I might have the definitions up here. So maybe I would have laborious, okay, and give the definition, difficult to whatever I wanted. I could put all that stuff in there. So once I have this done, I've basically recreated this. Once again, I got to share it. So I go up to share, I get the shareable link, copy the link, and then I go into that Canvas course, the plus. It's going to be an external URL again. Put it in there. And as usual, I want her to make a copy of it, so do a copy like this, and then page name. We can have vocabulary organizer. Of course, I got to spell vocabulary right. Justine. Due Wednesday, the 18th. There it is. Once again, if I don't publish it, she's not going to see. So this was what I would suggest, going into Laura's individual Canvas course, scooping up the things, messing around with them, and storing them in your Google Drive in your modification folder. And then from your modifications, you just click into it, share it, copy the link, and then you can put it into this folder here. The one tricky thing for you is going to be, there's a lot of different ways in Canvas. You can create it as an assignment instead of an external link. I can walk you through that too. It's just one little extra step. And they can submit it right to Canvas. I think probably the easiest thing is talking to Justine or the kiddos. I mean, they should all kind of know how to share, but having them share it directly with you. I wouldn't recommend this for classroom teachers because they've got so many students. For you, I think it might be a really good way to get this done. So anyway, I am happy to talk to you way more about this, but I thought like a quick video might be just a way for you to go over it kind of on your own, and then we could talk after it. Okay, thanks so much.